Welcome back to another episode of Reborn with me. My name is Kim and I'm the doll artist behind CustomDollBaby.com. Yesterday we spent a lot of time drawing out a detailed rooting guide on our Asher Awake Reborn doll kit. Well, I'm sure after all of that you're very eager to start putting hair to vinyl, but there's one more thing I need to tell you before we do that. Welcome to Introduction to Directional Rooting. Most of the lines that we drew yesterday indicate hair direction, but if you're not sure or familiar with directional rooting, it's not going to be very useful to you. So let's learn how to aim our hair in the right direction to create a natural hair growth pattern. As you know, rooting is the process of using a needle to push hair down into the vinyl in the head of your doll. When you're putting that needle through the vinyl, you actually can direct the hair during that process. So let's take an example. So imagine that this is the scalp of your dog, a cross section. So if we cut the head in half, this is what the cross section would look like. I mean, it actually looks more like this. It's very non-uniform on the inside. But anyway, this is a cross section of the vinyl. Now, when you put your needle in perpendicular to the surface, if you will, if you root straight down, it's going to create a hair plug that is also straight down, and your hair that you rooted will stick up. So directional rooting is the process of aiming your needle at an angle. So for example, if this is your needle, adding it at an angle is going to force the hair to lay down at a certain angle. And that's really the whole idea. So being aware of how you're pointing your needle and how that impacts the direction of the hole that you're making will help you to aim your hair in the best direction for rooting. One thing that I do want to caution you against is you don't want to hold your needle at too shallow an angle, because if you root so shallow that you never come out the other end of the vinyl, then it's going to be difficult to seal the hair and those hairs are probably going to fall out. So practice on a test head until you find the angle that works best for you. I'm going to illustrate this further on a test head. And I'm using human hair because it's easier to see. So let's say, for example, we want it to root this shape. You're going to take your needle and always aim the needle in the direction of the line that you want to root. I'm going to try to do this relatively quickly. But hopefully you can see that I'm angling the needle both in the direction of that shape and I'm angling it, I don't know, at a shallow angle relative to the vinyl, so the hair is going to have more of a tendency to lay down. So now I've reached this bend, I need to go around the corner. It's easiest, I think, to rotate the head than to rotate your rooting hand, because it's most comfortable to root right in front of you. So it just becomes more awkward. And will probably slow you down if you're trying to change the direction of your hand as you go. Just making this quick and dirty. And keeping it in the direction of this path. So can you see now how changing the direction of the needle also changes the direction of the hair? So the hairs here are pointing this way, the hairs down here are pointing that way. And that is how we root in the direction of our plan.